Hello and welcome back. My name is Sean, also known as ChilliChump. Today's Checking Out Chilies episode is a bit of a special one. This is about a chili that I have actually created. I started this about 2 years ago and it's been a lot of work, a lot of patience, but finally I have a chili that I can actually try and share my thoughts with all of you and hope that all that time and effort has been worth it. The two chilies I crossed to get this new variety is the ahi lemon drop, which is part of the Capsicum bactum species of chilies, and the Piri Piri, which is part of the Capsicum frutescens species of chilies. It's obvious why I chose the Piri Piri. It's one of my all-time favorite chilies. It's this specific plant is actually one that I've been growing probably for the last 8-9 years, and it just tastes wonderful to me. It's useful in so many different ways, in different recipes, different sauces, etc. The ahi lemon drop, on the other hand, is not really a favorite of mine. I don't like that floral kind of flavor profile. I have done Checking Out Chilies on the ahi lemon drop, and you can get my thoughts on that. However, it has got some qualities that are quite nice. I do like the look of the pepper, and I thought that it would be quite interesting to try and cross the two, because crossing the two varieties I have crossed is not the easiest cross to do. Crossing between two, Capsicum frutescens, no problem at all, and you'll be able to get yourself a new variety. You can cross Capsicum chinense, and again, you get some interesting changes there, but it is quite an easy cross to do. When you're crossing between different species, not the easiest thing. It has taken me 2 years to finally get to a point where I have got a proper ripe pepper, and I have a good indication that it has certainly taken on some qualities of each of these different chilies. So let's go and pick our chili and also have a look at the plant and see how that's doing. You can see that the plant is looking really healthy. It hasn't always looked this healthy. There have been some challenges over the last 2 years, and I'll leave links down below for some of the milestone updates for this plant, including when I actually created it. But we finally have a ripe chili, and I cannot wait to try it. I have also isolated a couple chilies so that we can grow it on next year, and we can get on to the next generation F2. There we have it, the literal fruit of my labor. And I am really excited. I'm so glad that it has turned out a little different. If we have a look, this is a Piri Piri that I'm growing this year. It hasn't yet fully ripened, but you can see it looks more bullet-shaped, very round. And then we have a look at the lemon drop, and you can see it's a bit of a flattened profile. And if you have a look at this, you can see it has a mix of both. It's obviously the red from the Piri Piri, because that's the color it goes. And you can see that it's kind of flattened out there. It's got this flattened end, similar to that. So yeah, I'm so glad that it turned out like that. Often when you're crossing chilies, you can end up with something that's pretty much exactly like one of the parent plants, and that's not really what you want to see. So there are a couple seeds in here. I'm not keeping seeds from this because this one wasn't isolated. But yeah, it's pretty thin-skinned, similar to a Piri Piri. If I cut this one open, a lot more seeds in this one, but you can see pretty thin-skinned. If we have a look at this, should be pretty similar as well. It's even thinner-skinned, so no real difference there. Smells quite a bit like the Piri Piri would smell. Yep, definitely smells more like the Piri Piri than the lemon drop, and that's a good thing. Hopefully that means it's not as fragrant and floral as the lemon drop. But I do hope it has a little bit more of the sweetness that the lemon drop brings. The lemon drop has quite a bit of sweetness to it. So, time to give it a try. This is like a well, I was going to say eating my baby. That's not the right phrase, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It's hot. It's very spicy. There's a sweetness that comes right up front that you wouldn't typically get with a Piri Piri. Whoa, that's hot. So it does seem like there's a bit more sweetness to it. Definitely the spiciness of a peri peri, the same kind of burn as well. Although it is a bit more of a whole mouth burn than a peri peri. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Be interesting to see how it develops over time. I'm going to try obviously some more of the chilies as they ripen. We've got quite a few pods that are coming through on that plant. But first impressions, I'm pretty pleased with that. Yeah, be interesting to see how it continues in the next generations. But that's it. Finally, have a ripe pepper to try from that plant. The next thing I need to do is name it. It's still burning. Making my eyes water. Next thing I have to do is name the plant itself. I did ask in a previous video for some suggestions for names, and the most popular one is actually the one I'm going to go with. Makes the most sense, and I think it just works well with this. This is going to be called the ChilliChump Lemon Peri. So there you go. That's ChilliChump Lemon Peri F1, and yeah, we'll continue as time goes on when we get to F2, F3, and I'll let you know what I think as it progresses. But pretty pleased with myself. Lovely plant, and I will be providing seeds for this a little bit later on, not right now. I still want to stabilize it a bit more. I don't like sending out seeds for a variety that could end up 20 to 100 different varieties in your garden. So I want to stabilize this a bit more, choose the varieties that are going to have the qualities that I want out of this plant, and we'll end up probably F4, F5, where I'll consider actually getting seeds out to you guys. The good thing is, next generations are going to be far easier than this first generation has been to actually get a fresh pod. So I might even be able to get 2 generations out of a year. We'll see what we can do in 2022. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following along with this actual plant. I know a lot of you have been very keen to see how it is going to end up. Personally, I'm not disappointed. I'm really happy with this. Crossing plants, crossing chili plants especially, can go one of 2 ways. Either you're going to have a really disappointing result, or you're going to have something that's actually rather pleasing. I'm pleased with this one. Until the next video, sorry, I'm still mouth trying to recover from the spiciness, but until the next video, thank you for watching and stay spicy.